I think Oswald's father is hiding something that he doesn't want anyone to know about. Or is this just a case of someone being in the wrong place at the wrong time? Throughout Into the Pit, there are little hints that could suggest the father has a past with Freddy Fazbear Entertainment, or more specifically, William Afton himself. However, any connection between the family and Freddy's is never mentioned, so let's take a deeper look. The very beginning of the game makes it clear that Oswald is a fan of Freddy Fazbear and the gang. He's made drawings of Freddy himself and who you might think is Bonnie, but Bonnie doesn't have this button on his chest, Springtrap does, so this drawing is of Springtrap. Now, what's interesting here are the question marks around them. This could suggest that Oswald is unsure as to what or who these characters are, which begs the question of how does Oswald know about these characters? It's obvious he has some kind of connection between them, but it's never directly said. When we enter the pit for the first time, on the wall there are characters, and Oswald mentions how they are like the ones in his drawings, but he doesn't say their names or what they are. It's as if Oswald doesn't even know. He also has drawings or pictures of them in his room. Like I said, it's never directly said on how he knows them, so we can assume he is just a fan of the past or history around Freddy Fazbear's Entertainment. Or maybe it's a little deeper than that. Maybe it's because his father has a past with Freddy Fazbear Entertainment. Early on in the game, we learn that Oswald's father used to work at the mill in town. However, during present day, he got laid off 3 years ago. Although used as a trash dump now, this mill provided jobs for many other people, including Mike and Chip's fathers. They even assumed Oswald's father worked there because of this. So what was this mill used for? We are never told, but it does have a factory-like appearance. Generally, these mills are used for industrial things, like cutting, crafting, and sorting at a large scale. So what if this mill was partially used for crafting the materials used in the animatronic suits? And or it could also be used in making parts for the arcade games in the pizzeria. This mill could have helped supply most of the things within the town. That's why it was so popular. It's what kept the town alive. Then, when it closed down, the town went with it. To support the idea that it helped Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, Oswald mentions how the trash has been sitting here since the mill closed. If we look through the trash, there are so many different items that could be from Jeff's or even Freddy's. Like these characters with eyes, different random animatronic parts, and even an old suit head. So I don't think the mill was used as just a trash dump all these years. Also, to further suggest that the mill might have been used for the arcade machines, we find a weight-resistant mechanism in Oswald's basement that could be used to fix one of the arcade games. Why is this there? Well, because Oswald's father used to work at the mill. This could explain why Oswald was a fan of FNAF. His father worked at the mill and would bring home different items from when Freddy's was open. Therefore, as Oswald grew up, he became fond of these characters. Now, we don't know Oswald's father's age, so I'm assuming here that he has worked at the mill his whole life. Oswald is around 10 years old, while his father could be anywhere from 30 to 50. Keep in mind, this is just a theory, as time frames are not specified in the story. Okay, so now we have an understanding as to why the mill might have been so important to the town and Freddy's. But why is Oswald's father important if he just worked there? I mean, Springtrap specifically grabbed the father and not Oswald, then tied him up and pretended to be him in present day. There has to be a reason for this, right? Well, Oswald says one specific thing that is incredibly important. When Springtrap drives Oswald back to his house, Oswald says, "How did you know where I live?" Lucky guess? Absolutely not. Springtrap knew exactly where he was going and what he was doing. Springtrap was doing this for a reason. We never learn what Oswald's father's name is, so my first guess was that Oswald's father was actually Henry Emily. I mean, this could make sense, right? Henry designed the technology for the animatronics. He was an engineer and a mechanic, which is similar to Oswald's father, how, like I said before, he possibly worked on building things like parts for the animatronics and or the arcade games. Maybe this is why Springtrap targeted him, to get back at his old partner. However, Henry Emily had a daughter named Charlotte Emily, who ended up getting killed at the hands of William Afton. So Oswald's father is not Henry Emily. Okay, so if he's not Henry, why is he targeting the father? During the 3-star ending, Oswald drops a photo when running past Springtrap. Springtrap picks it up and begins to freak out, as if it angered him. So clearly this photo is important, and it could solve everything. But we don't actually know what it's of, although I have a few ideas, and this is where the theory splits. In the party room, we pick up a photo that is titled Strange Photo. It's labeled an odd photo of two men inside a strange office. Is this somewhere inside of Freddy's? Obviously, this is extremely vague, considering the picture is of two blacked out figures. There is really no way of knowing who these two are, but it could help answer some questions here. One is taller than the other, and William Afton is known to be taller than average. That being said, I think this photo is of William Afton and Oswald's father. This could be the photo that we dropped and Springtrap picked up. Seeing his past self and old friend angered him, causing him to freak out. This is why Springtrap was targeting Oswald's father. They have an unpleasant history together. This is how Springtrap knew where Oswald's father lived. He had been there before. When the father worked on parts for Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, he developed a friendly relationship with William Afton. They bonded over the fact that they both had a family, but something happened that would cause them to have an unpleasant falling out. So all these years later, Afton realized that he would be able to get revenge on the father by tormenting his son Oswald. So seeing a picture of his old life with a past friend sent him over the deep end. This was Oswald's father's secret. He always knew who this Springtrap killer was. But what if this photo Oswald dropped wasn't of William Afton and the father? This strange photo could just be that, a strange photo we know nothing about. Maybe it's of Afton and Henry. But what if the father has no connection to Freddy's? Oswald did find other family photos that his father dropped and he picked up. So what if this photo was actually just a photo of Oswald and his parents? This could also explain a lot. The reason the photo triggered Springtrap was because he was jealous of their family. I mean, William Afton did lose his own children. This could explain why he pretended to be Oswald's father. Seeing the father and son instantly angered Springtrap. If he can't have a loving family, no one can. So he took the father, tied him up, and possessed his present-day body. By doing this, he could see into the father's mind and knew every detail about his life. This is how he knew where Oswald lived. While acting as the father, he could torment Oswald by causing nightmarish visions and make it so no other person could tell he wasn't the real father, tormenting Oswald for as long as he wants. Whatever that photo was, and whatever reason Oswald's father was targeted, it's up to you to decide. There could be many reasons why the events of Into the Pit took place, but to be honest, I think Oswald and his father were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Of course, as FNAF fans, we try to connect the dots using any little detail we can, but I feel Into the Pit was just a story that showcases the events of the missing children's incident from an innocent bystander's perspective. Even in the book, the story is presented without giving really any details or answers if Oswald or his father is connected to Freddy's in any way. It ends with them just leaving. Oswald and his father were likely just two innocent victims in the wrong place at the wrong time, just like the victims of William Afton. However, without a doubt, there is an unspoken connection between Oswald and Freddy's. But could it be just a coincidence? I'll let you decide. Do you guys think there is more going on that we don't know about? Or were Oswald and his father just unlucky? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like horror game content like this, please consider subscribing. Also, if you want to support the channel more, you can become a member. Don't forget to follow my Twitter at TerrifyT. Thanks for watching.